Hello everyone, I am Glenn and welcome to the Glenliness Weekly Log. I am pulling out of the Barley Sheaf Players Theater yet again. The show that I did the set design for opens 1 week from today, and they're just getting like last minute stuff done, so I came by to make sure that that last minute stuff was getting done and helping out where I'm needed. I put in baseboard trim around the apartment half of the stage. It's half an apartment, half a graveyard. Anyway, so I got that done. I painted black around the top of the flats. I stained some bits of a railing. Painted some steps. Yeah, it was a bunch of like little tasks that had to be done. Not quite everything done yet, but it's getting closer. And I'm sure they'll be ready in a week with no problem. My wife's surgery was a couple of days ago. Today's Friday. Her surgery was on Wednesday. I took the day off, went over to the hospital with her, so she was getting her tonsils out and her adenoids as well. I'm like gesturing to my mouth so you know where that is if you don't know where tonsils are already. Anyway, so she was extremely nervous about it. I was a little bit nervous about it because I've never really been on that side of surgery before. I'm always the one that's in the hospital, it seems. But this was also the first time she's ever had surgery, so the first time she has had anesthesia. First time she's been knocked out for an operation. So she was really nervous about it, which I don't blame her. It's, you know, it's a lot of unknown. But everything went perfectly fine. She actually came out of the anesthesia quicker than I had expected, because they said that they'd be ready for me to come up like in 60 to 90 minutes, and it was like 45 minutes later that I got the call that said to come up. Sorry, I'm trying to merge onto the road. So yeah, everything went really smoothly. Now all that's left is recovery, which is going to take a while, and so like her throat is all swollen and it's like sore and all of that, and it's been a couple of days, and they say it kind of like gets a little bit worse before it gets better. So she's in that getting worse stage. She's a trooper. She's handling it really well, but I mean, you know, you get like half your throat cut out, it's bound to take a while before you feel normal again. So she's off of work for a while to go through that recovery. Her parents came up from Texas, and they're staying with us until I think Wednesday. My parents are coming up on Tuesday. So yeah, plenty of help there as we need it. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I'm going to try to check in with you a little bit more because I don't feel like babbling to you for 6 minutes like I did last week. That was very weird, but I'm back on the camera, so it's probably a little less shaky in the car. And yeah, something else soon. Let's cross to that. I figured I'd be cutting to something over the weekend, but I guess I got a little too involved over the weekend. So today is Tuesday. It's the day after Labor Day. It's lunchtime at work, and I'm sitting in the Home Depot parking lot having picked up a toilet handle. Exciting stuff. So I'd actually bought one on Amazon over the weekend and installed that, and it was cheap. It was both inexpensive and cheap, so I decided to splurge and get the fancy one, which will hopefully work better, because the one that's on there just really, as I said, it's cheap, it doesn't work very well. Over the weekend, we did some stuff with the in-laws. My wife continues to recover from her surgery. It's going slow, but it's going. I guess the highlight for me was, at one point, I took my son out. Just the two of us. 1 second. Traffic, you know. Thanks for your patience. Okay, that was unexpectedly long and hopefully was nice and awkward. That's my goal, awkward. So, as I was saying, I took my son out shopping and we also stopped for lunch. It was really just kind of nobody seemed to know what to do, so I figured, you know what, let me get my son and myself out of everybody's hair for a while, let my wife rest and recover and all of that. So I just kind of hopped in the car and started driving, and I'm like, you know what, let's go over to Carter's, a kid's clothing store, and my son is kind of starting to move 2T, 3T sizes. So I'm like, oh, you know what, he can use some pants, let's go, we'll look around. We looked, we tried on some shoes, he was really good, and it was just kind of like, it felt like the first time there was like some just father-son time that felt real to me, like we were interacting. He was mostly really good. When he was trying on shoes, he kept liking to walk around with a little string attached on the shoes, so I had to kind of chase after him a little bit with that. But other than that, he like stuck around me, that was good. And then as we're like walking back to the car, we're walking by a Five Guys, a burger place if you're not familiar with it, and he just points and says that he wants a burger, and I'm like, all right, let's go to lunch. And I said, do you want to eat here? Do you want to bring it home? I want to eat here. So got a couple of burgers, got some fries, sat down. He had some peanuts that he opened up on his own, because they have in the shell peanuts at Five Guys, again, if you're not already familiar with that. And it was just like the two of us just sat and had lunch. He was really well behaved. He ate his lunch well, so it was a fun little outing. I enjoyed it. I look forward to many others. I wasn't waving at you there, I was waving at somebody that just let me turn. Yeah, I look forward to many other father-son outings. Hopefully more interesting than shopping and lunch, but hey, I'll take what I can get. And that was pretty much it. It was a pretty, for the most part, uneventful weekend. There was a little bit of tension due to, you know, my usual OCD issues and dealing with that, and people not realizing that I have been dealing with my OCD issues, and it felt like people were kind of tiptoeing around me and trying not to get me angry, and that was just not working really well for me. But beside the point, we talked about it. Hopefully that's out of the way, and people know that you don't need to tiptoe around me anymore. Not that you ever did, but I can understand why people would have done that. I'm babbling. I feel like I need to kill time, but I don't need to kill time. I had some video before, I have more video now. There's my video. More coming with the podcast. I think I mentioned that in the first half of this. Got some episodes of that to edit down. I'm still working on the Disney stuff, the Pirates of the Caribbean episode, but I don't know when that's going to come out. I am still hoping by the end of September, but we'll see what happens. I only have so much time to dedicate to that. Beyond that, things are things. Status quo, and the status is very much quo. So there you go. Ho ho ho. I did not mean to rhyme that. Okay, bye. I'll see you next week.